Our second unit examines the growth of a new type of theater in Europe during the Middle Ages. The Roman Empire in the West had collapsed by the end of the 5th century AD, but the spiritual life of the civilized West was still governed by the Bishop of Rome and the Roman Catholic Church. The displacement of a bewildering variety of gods and goddesses, Greek, Roman, Celtic, Norse, and Teutonic, by an undivided trinity of God the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, had become an undisputed political fact as well as a religious one by the 10th century, which contributed greatly to the development of theater in Europe for the next 500 years. Though initially the Church had banned theatrical activity as immoral in response to the professional theater in ancient Rome, eventually dramatic presentations once again emerged as part of a religious ritual. While all of Christian Europe shared a common religion, the service of the Church was conducted in Latin, rendering it quite unintelligible to the masses of the people. If they were to be familiar with the stories of the Bible, that knowledge must come to them through the medium of a portrayal of events in the life of Christ and of his saints. At first, only the priests took part in acting out the events, and the short plays took place in the church proper. As in ancient Greece, though, this new form of theater eventually moved away from worship service, and the plays became civic events, supported in large part by the growth of towns, industry, and trade. As the performances became more elaborate and space became an important item, the performances were forced out of the churches into the courtyards, and laymen began to take part in the acting. As the festivals became more civic in nature, there arose a feeling of need to present the whole history of man from his creation to the day of final judgment, not just isolated incidents or groups of related incidents at Christmas and Easter. In England, the various incidents of this long story were divided among the trade guilds of a district. The plays were staged on wagons easily drawn from one place to another, and were presented in proper sequence at set stations throughout the district. This complete history enacted by the various guilds came to be referred to as a cycle, and for further identification was referred to by the name of the district in which it was presented. 4 of the most important cycles were those of Chester, York, Coventry, and Wakefield. At about the same time, both in England and on the continent, a new type of allegorical drama arose in which virtues and vices were portrayed by actors to afford the audience a moral lesson. These plays came to be known as morality plays, and among the most famous are the English Castle of Perseverance and Everyman, which we'll read as part of our studies in this unit. The morality plays were usually presented by troupes of traveling actors, and the development of these companies set the stage for the emergence of a professional theater in the Renaissance.